Well, they tried everything to put these firearms down for good. Corporate missteps, legal tangles, cheap copycats from overseas, even a fateful brush with bankruptcy. But you can't lay a legend to rest. These 8 guns vanished from the shelves, were dismissed as past their prime, and nearly faded from memory until shooters decided to give them a new lease on life. Today, they're more sought after than ever. So if you thought classic pieces were a relic of the past, think again. Here are the guns that refuse to give up the ghost. First up, the M1 Carbine. This is the rifle that hangs on through time. The M1 Carbine wasn't meant for the long haul. Born out of necessity during the Second World War, it was lightweight, quick to handle, and just compact enough to traverse tough terrain. Soldiers who didn't require the heft of the M1 Garand, think radio men, lieutenants, airborne troops, carried this little rifle through Europe, Korea, and even the jungles of Vietnam. Sure, it didn't pack the punch of a .30-06 or reach the distances of a true battle rifle, but it made up for it with ease of movement and use. After the war subsided, the carbine faded into obscurity. Military surplus dried up, and the tactical world moved to AR platforms. Collectors snapped up the remnants, while others were shoved into closets, forgotten. But then folks in the gun world began to take another look. Lightweight, minimal recoil, plenty of capacity. Sound familiar? Suddenly, the M1 Carbine was no relic. It was back in vogue. Nowadays, companies like Auto Ordnance are rolling out reproductions that stay true to the original spirit. Same balance, same essence, just fresh from the production line. No, it's not your first pick for long-range work. It won't replace your modern defensive rifle. But for some quality time at the range, a ride behind the truck seat, or just savoring a piece of American history, the M1 Carbine has returned for the long haul. Next, the Ithaca Model 37. Silent, reliable, downright relentless. The Ithaca Model 37 is a beast that doesn't beg for applause. It just gets the job done. This pump-action shotgun has been earnestly working since the late 1930s. And as new designs roll in with tactical hoopla and plastic doodads, the Model 37 keeps on trucking. Its claim to fame? The bottom-ejection. Spent shells drop straight down. No brass flying across your sightline. No debris clogging up the works. Left-handed shooters love it, and for everyone else, it's seamless and intuitive. This gun went to war, in a very real sense. U.S. Navy SEALs carried it for close-quarters combat in Vietnam. The early models could slam fire, hold the trigger and keep pumping till the threat was stopped. Oh, that feature was eventually removed, but the heart of this shotgun never wavered. The company swapped owners, halted production for a spell, even changed its name briefly. None of that mattered. Shooters didn't forget. The current Model 37s remain all-American, constructed with steel and walnut, and are still capable of outpacing shotguns priced twice as much. No plastic stocks, no flimsy triggers, just solid action, a smooth pump, and a nearly century-old reputation. Then comes the Ruger Security 6, a revolver pure and simple, as strong as they come and built for action. Before striker-fired pistols dominated, before polymer was the standard, there was the Ruger Security 6, chambered in .357 Magnum. Ruger introduced this in the 1970s as a dependable, no-frills sidearm. It wasn't a looker, it wasn't showy, but it was made to stand its ground. Law enforcement, corrections officers, and armed citizens carried these because they could endure punishment. You could drop it on asphalt, run it dirty, and it'd keep firing. Unlike some other revolvers, it had no side plates to loosen. The frame was solid. Internals were straightforward. Everything about it declared, "This gun is built for real-world wear and tear." Ruger eventually made way for the GP100, but the Security 6 never lost its fan base. Nowadays, folks hunt them down like hidden gems. Amidst a sea of overly complicated pistols, the Security 6 is a standout, the revolver that never quit. It's collectible not due to its rarity, but because it's the real deal. The Marlin 1895 is next, a lever-action legend that takes no prisoners. Chambered in .45-70 government, it's a powerhouse of a rifle made for serious hunts and backwoods protection. It kicks like a mule, but its impact is mightier. This isn't just any weekend plinker. It's a brush gun that can halt just about anything walking on four legs. For decades, it was the hunter's go-to for big game and thick timber. Short barrel, rapid-fire follow-throughs, hefty bore stopping power. Then the Remington era came, and with it, let's be honest, came trouble. Quality dipped, reliability bottomed out, and long-standing Marlin fans felt let down. When the factory shut down, it seemed to spell the end for the 1895. But Ruger stepped in, turning things around. The new 1895 iterations are rock solid, with clean machining, slick actions, and sturdy laminate stocks. You've got stainless builds, threaded muzzles, and side ejection, which makes optics fitting a cinch. They held on to what made the originals superb, yet refined the tolerances for today's shooters. Hunters love them, collectors are snapping them up, and gun shops struggle to keep them in stock. The 1895 didn't just stage a comeback, it returned tougher and more honored than ever. Insights. Next up, the Smith & Wesson Model 19. This is the revolver that wouldn't lie down. The Smith & Wesson Model 19 isn't merely some throwback wheel gun. It's the sidearm law enforcement bet on for decades. It carries an aura. Chambered in .357 Magnum, it earned its stripes on patrol, in alleyways, and during real-world showdowns. This wasn't for casual shooting. It was a gritty-duty revolver with real-world toughness. Back in the 1950s, Smith & Wesson teamed up with the renowned border patrolman Bill Jordan to craft a revolver that matched Magnum muscle with everyday ease of carry. The outcome? A K-frame revolver, compact enough for all-day carrying, but tough enough to take heavy loads when needed. The Model 19 dominated police holsters for decades, but by 1999, it was discontinued, not due to failure, but because industry trends shifted to polymer pistols. The wheel gun was shelved, not forgotten. Now it's back, bringing with it everything that made the original exceptional. Rich blued finish, classic wood grips, and that crisp, clean trigger pull. Its internals have been upgraded, yet the revolver still channels vintage Smith & Wesson magic. Balanced, precise, and unflinchingly old school, the Model 19 is more than a revival. It's a reminder of what a true fighting revolver looks like. Then there's the Winchester Model 70. While some rifles are well liked, the Winchester Model 70 is revered. Dubbed the Rifleman's rifle, this bolt-action legend has delivered the goods since 1939. Whether for mountain hunts or precision shots, its controlled round feed, buttery smooth cycling, and iconic three-position safety didn't just show up, they set the benchmark. Then came the dark period. In 1964, Winchester cut corners. Longtime fans wouldn't stand for it. Suddenly, pre-64 became a collector's badge of honor, while post-64 models lost their luster. Winchester tried restoring its stature years later, but when the New Haven factory shut in 2006, the future seemed grim. Enter F.N. Hurst, breathing new life into the Model 70. Now crafted in South Carolina, these new versions boast tight tolerances, updated machining, and the same spirit that made the originals legendary. Hunters trust them. Precision shooters take note, and the Winchester name is back where it belongs, engraved on a bolt gun that refuses to fade away. This isn't a retro remake. It's a seasoned rifle that's weathered the storm, emerging stronger, proving it's still top tier. Colt Python is next, the king of revolvers back on its throne. The Colt Python in .357 Magnum was once the pinnacle of wheel guns. Smooth double-action pull, full underlug, ventilated rib. It was art, power, and precision all in one. When Colt ceased production, in 1999, the firearms world didn't just lose a revolver. It lost the revolver. Collectors hoarded them, prices skyrocketed, and you couldn't whisper the name Python in a gun shop without hearing tales of missed opportunities from days gone by. Then 2020 hit, and bam. Colt finally restored it, and they didn't skimp. The modern Python is forged from stainless steel, with reinforced internals and smoother mechanics than ever before. The trigger is as clear as glass, the balance impeccable, and its looks still stop folks in their tracks. This isn't just paying homage. It's no retro piece. It's the Colt Python, reborn just as deadly accurate and stunning as it ever was. Finally, the Remington 870. You won't sell over 11 million shotguns unless you're doing something right. The Remington 870 wasn't merely a success, it was the pump shotgun. It hunted ducks, guarded homes, and served on battlefields. From wetlands to war zones, it earned its place. But things took a turn. Remington cut corners, and the express models started feeling cheap. The finish went rough, and shooters took note, displeased. Then came the bankruptcy. The 870 vanished from stores, and for a spell it looked like the legend had finally fallen. But not so fast. Firearms took the remains and got serious about mending them. Enter the Fieldmaster, a return to form. Smooth action, cleaner machining, better materials. The feel of the old 870 was back, the kind of shotgun you could run hard for 20 years and still trust with your life. Swift barrel changes, endless customization options, and rugged dependability. That's what this shotgun's always been about. And now, with a renewed focus on quality, the Remington 870 is set to regain its top spot. Turns out folks aren't after gimmicks. They want tools that work. Guns with history, performance, and staying power. These aren't merely stories of revival. They're battle-hardened legends returning to the fray. Got one of these icons in your collection? Still hunting one down? Let's talk in the comments because the list may be complete. But the conversation is only just warming up.